make a motion. We can keep debating that then. I'd like to make a motion that we go with choice 2B, which is a late start with full capacity on buses. And I'd like to also add that this is a continued part of a report of our Smart Start update we get with specific goal of seeing how we can get the RIDE program up and running, exploring any and all options so we can get our schools back to their regularly scheduled start times. So that's a really long motion, Ms. Tobias, so I apologize.
Well, and in any objective, we also want to make sure it's measurable and attainable. So my question would be, in that motion, are you also saying that the district should approach the RIDE program to begin the process of spinning up so that way they will be available at some point in time? Because what Ms. Daka and some other people were talking about was not making a change partway through the year, which would mean not communicating to them to spin up. I just need to know, lack of a better phrase, what my marching orders are.
So I guess to me, that's a decision that needs to be made by you and whoever the chief, and Ms. Bloyer, the chief of schools. We can't tell you whether or not you should be ramping that up. What my motion speaks to, and if you can't hear the frustration in my voice, I'm being very purposeful about this, is that I just had to make a motion that I didn't want to have to make because we need to have our families know what to do.
Right.
So yes, please continue the conversation with RIDE, and if possible, if it means that it's Thanksgiving or winter break or whatever time it is, as to Ms. Zabalnik's question earlier, so our families can have that level of normalcy. I'm speaking from an advantaged perspective because my children are now out of school. So that's just that's my motion. I don't have a second, Mr. O'Connell.
Thank you. Is there a second? Ms. Zabalnik seconds. It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Doxey, is that your hand up?
Yes. I would just like to say that I have the same frustration that Mr. Hanser has. I feel like we've been forced into a situation of bad versus worse. And part of that goes with the communication, I think, with RIDE and with the city. And so I'm frustrated that I'm going to have to take a vote that I didn't want to take, because the consequences of it are so much more catastrophic for the entire district. But I want to make the comment that it's not, we've heard your frustrations and we feel the same frustrations. And I wish that we were able to come to a solution tonight that was going to resolve those frustrations. So I'm frustrated. That is all.
All right. Mr. Coey and then Ms. Cervantes.
Weirdly enough, I don't think I can support this because I've heard from them at this point, if the kids are going to be back in the classroom, I can't. We need to go back to the old times, and if they're going to be in there anyway, I would have supported. Weirdly, given how I've been very vocal about a lot of stuff, I would support 1C, but that's just me, and I'm done.
All right, Ms. Cervantes.
Yes, I want to express my frustration as well, more so to our children that are disadvantaged. It's just, and our families as well, our working families, that it's just the solutions that we are given right now are not solutions at all. And we talk about losing teachers if we make changes or this or that. I believe we're going to be losing teachers if we stay with this late start, and that's going to become a problem as well. We already have a teacher shortage, and we have great teachers in this district, but we can't force them to stay when we keep gaslighting them, basically. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So is the motion clear? The motion is to endorse option 2B. My understanding of 2B, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that would keep the 6 schools at the late start times for the coming school year. All right. Roll call.
Mrs. Cymbalnik,
Yes.
Mr. Coe,
No.
Mrs. Doxy, Mr. Hanser,
Yes.
Mrs. Hoover,
Yes.
Mrs. Jackson,
No.
Mrs. McKenna,
No.
Mr. O'Connell,
Yes.
Ms. Cervantes.
No.
I have 5 yeses and 4 nos.
The motion carries. All right.